Hi guys, welcome to my world of fragrance. How have you been? It is that time of the year. This year has pretty much just flown by, unlike last year, which was so slow. This year, for me at least, has pretty much flown by. So now we are on winter fragrances, and this is basically a list where I talk about some of the winter fragrances that I will be wearing and that I suggest for you guys as well. So the first fragrance is that salivating emoji. Pretty much, that's what it is. That salivating emoji. I'm salivating just thinking about it. But it is from Olfactive Studio, the fragrance brand that does the photograph inspired bottles or is it a lens? Something like that. Photography lenses, depictions of photographs. This one is Chypre Shot. They have a whole line of these leather encased fragrances that focus on something in particular and enhance it, but forget the name Chypre Shot, okay? This does not smell like classic Chypre at all. This smells like a spicy cardamom-filled coffee creamer. It is so delicious. It smells like a liqueur. It is just so Moorish and comforting. If you enjoy your cardamom in fragrances like I do, then you will most likely enjoy this fragrance as well. It is quite powerful. You only need a few sprays. That's why I barely made a dent in this one. But it's just a marvelous fragrance by Bertrand Duchefou. I love the complexity of this fragrance. It says that there's oak moss in the base of this fragrance. I get no moss. I get no Chypre vibes from this one. Maybe you do, let me know. But yeah, it's just a delicious, creamy coffee liqueur, long lasting as well. Like, I spray this on in the morning. It's one of those fragrances that I'm sure will last me all day if I want a fragrance to last me the entire day. But most of the time, a lot of you know that my experience with gourmands is that I can't wear them for an entire day. I more so wear them in the evening time. So this one I wear more afternoon, evening time. And it's just so cozy, delicious. I basically want to eat myself when I wear this, but not too much. So good one. The next fragrance is in oil form, and it's from one of my favorite oil-based fragrance companies, Maison. It's Noir, and this one can be used very nicely to enhance or elongate the scent of your gourmand fragrances. So this one is a vanilla fragrance that is highly nutmeg dominant. It smells pretty much like a delicious nutmeg cookie or dessert. And if you apply this to your pulse points, and these oils actually project. I mean, a lot of oils, my issue with them is that they lay so close to the skin that you don't really smell them. But this, like just that little dab, and I smell this up in my face. So these are really good oils, actually, to be honest. I've done a full review of these like a couple years ago, I think. Oh my goodness, I can't get over how long I've been on YouTube now. But yeah, this is a really nice warm vanilla nutmeg, lasts a long time as well, and projects as it should, even though it's an oil. And I think that this would be amazing. I do layer this under other vanillas because I just love my spices. I love adding spice to vanilla. I'm not a vanilla purist, as I've said before. I like vanilla with interest. So I like to add spices, woods, things like that. And this one does the trick for me. The next fragrance I'm gonna sort of set the scene for, okay? It is the depths of winter. You are in Siberia in a cottage. It's snow-filled everywhere outside. You brew yourself the darkest cup of black Russian tea. And the fragrance is, as you may have guessed, Russian tea from my favorite dungeon-esque brand, Masque Milano. They do a bit more crowd-pleasing stuff nowadays, I feel, to reach out to a wider audience. But this is one of their originals, and Russian tea is, if you are a tea drinker or a tea lover, if you wear tea scents and they're not punchy enough for you maybe in the winter time, they might be fleeting in the winter time, then I do urge you to try like a dark tea brew scent, a black tea. I will on any given day pick tea over coffee. I know I just mentioned a coffee creamer fragrance, but I'm a tea drinker, okay? And the dark tea fragrances I just find to be something really unique and spectacular and something that you don't find very often, okay? So Russian tea, do not wear this in the summertime. I really think that this comes to life in the wintertime, in the cold. If you are a classic Chypre lover, here we go again with a Chypre story. Not that this is a classic Chypre, but it is a leathery fragrance, okay? It's a leather fragrance. It has the birch tar. It has the tea, though, included. So if you like fragrances like perhaps Cuir de Russie by Chanel or any of the Cuir de Russies, I feel like all of them kind of play on that leather tarriness, then I think that you will enjoy this. It's not, I mean, I would say it's still subtle, because if you wear this in the wintertime, it can come off as subtle. If you make the mistake of wearing it in the summertime, although some of you are probably going to tell me, I wear this in the heat of summer and I'm fine because I'm a vampire, that's cool. But I think that the average person would prefer to wear this in the wintertime. It is just one of those multi-layer, real deal fragrances that just has a lot to say, okay? Russian tea. Long-lasting, great moderate sillage. These things are always subjective, so I will touch upon them lightly. So the next fragrance is still along the lines of darkness, the depths of winter, the drama, and it is Black Gemstone by Stephane Humbert, 777. I don't remember why it's 777, but it is these iconic bottles, which I'm sure you have seen before, and I am quite a fan of this line. Black Gemstone is teak wood, resins, myrrh, lots of resins. It's an ambery fragrance that is going towards gasoline, kind of. It's very tar-like, I will say. Not birch tar, but it's that kind of consistency, that gasoline type of consistency. And the teak wood really pokes through as this dries down. And I just find it to be a nice, one of those knock 'em out fragrances, as you know, that I enjoy in this time of the year. It kind of dips its toe into the incensey vibe, but it's not an incense fragrance as such, which now I kind of wish that I had an incense in this list because I love incense this time of year as well. But yeah, a nice dark fragrance, gasoline-like, punch, 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 Black Gemstone. So the next fragrance is in the polar opposite of the punchiness. I'm trying to be inclusive to everybody. And last year I did a video on florals that can be worn in the winter time because I love a beautiful classic floral or an aldehydic floral fragrance, aldehyde heavy fragrance in the winter time. This one was included. It's not aldehydic as such, but it is a beautiful powdery floral. And who says that men can't wear florals? I am obsessed with florals on a man. Ooh, clean and beautiful. So this one, Puredistance White, is a delicate, powdery, rose, iris, sandalwoody, touch sandalwoody, okay? Not a sandalwood fragrance as such. It's just so beautiful, just so pretty. And in the wintertime, in the cold, crisp air, this one just shines. It just shines like a ray of light when you wear it in the cold. I just can't stop chasing my own sillage when I wear this one. They are punchy. The Puredistance perfumes are all parfum. They're all extraits. So this one has, it actually says on the thingy, 38% pure perfume in this fragrance. So even though the price might seem steep, you do get what they're promising. So this one is such a lovely, delicate, powdery floral for the winter time for women and men. Now we have one of the most iconic fragrances of all time. I've spoken about some Chypres that diverge and go into different areas, but this one is a true Chypre, and it is possibly the best peach fragrance that has ever been created. It is Mitsouko by Guerlain. I have the parfum, and this one is so poetic and beautiful and just pulls you into this whole world. You're back in the 1920s. It's wintertime then, and you just feel like You could either be like a peasant who's, you know, gathering some wood for the stove, or you could be a fabulous person who's on their way to some theater. I mean, this includes all of those different things. It has earthiness in there, and then it also has that Guerlain fabulosity. So because this is the parfum, and parfums are usually 20-25% perfume oil, I spray this once on the chest, and that's it. That's all I can get away with Mitsouko. But for me, I wear Mitsouko on days or nights in. I wear this fragrance for myself. I just find it so personal. I feel like I'm having a little secret, you know, with myself. So I save it for that, you know, after a bath, wear my fancy PJs. I love splurging on PJs, and then a spray of Mitsouko, and it's like, I just get to wonder and dream. So notes. Because this is a classic Chypre, it has that oak moss base, which is prominent. The peach note that comes to life, this fuzzy peach skin that you feel, also in combination with some ambriness and some florals. And the top of this one is citrusy. So just trying to find the words to explain one of the greatest fragrances of all time. It is always difficult to do so. This was a tester, I believe I found. Also concentration wise, like depending on how you want to wear this fragrance, because for me, I like having an intimate moment with this. I enjoy the parfum. The parfum is not as projecting as the lighter versions of the fragrance. So that's really up to you, and maybe cost could also be a factor in it for you. So definitely sniff out this fragrance. When I first tried this one in my early 20s, I could appreciate it, but I was not ready for it. And now finally I can wear this fragrance. So that is the beauty of this art, this infatuation. It's like having an affinity with cheese or wine. With time, you acquire more and more of a taste, your palate develops. And so Mitsouko, I can wear you, girl. So it would not be a winter list for me without a patchouli heavy fragrance. Patchouli lasts, patchouli makes an impact. Patchouli is, you know, if you're looking for something punchy and great for longevity, you go for a nice patchouli. And I think you may have seen the lid peep up here, but it is Tempo by Diptyque. Actually, Diptyque should like send me a coin or something, because I'm always promoting their fragrances. I don't actually take money from brands, by the way, for reviews. I only work with third parties. But Tempo is a really nice take on patchouli because it is paired with mate, the green tea that they drink in South America. And it is very patchouli heavy. I mean, this patchouli kind of goes into dark chocolatey territory, but just ever so slightly. And like I said, moderate to high projection and lasts and lasts. So I'm really happy with this one. A really nice unisex patchouli heavy fragrance. And yeah, this is like for the real deal patchouli lovers. So the next fragrance that I have is one that I think is quite popular in like the men's bro circles, but it's a really good fragrance. It is 1888 by Casamorati, owned by Xerjoff. And this fragrance is, okay, I'm trying to make a point here, all right? This fragrance is very much an 80s women's inspired fragrance, okay? It starts off with a lot of carnation and pepper, like a spicy cinnamony carnation pepper combination. It has a floral heart with ylang and rose, and then it dries down ambery, sandalwoody, and warm, and with some patchouli there as well. It's pretty much, with oak moss replacing the patchouli, it's pretty much a classic women's perfume from the 80s era, okay, that is being revived and brought forward by Xerjoff. Out of the Casamorati line, they do have real full-on gourmands. This one is right in between, and that's what I love about this fragrance. It does not go overboard for me. It is not overly sweet, and therefore it is also, for me, straight down the middle unisex. I get a lot of comfort from this fragrance, and if you do like those 80s style fragrances for women, I do urge you to try this one from Xerjoff. Even if you might be closed off to Xerjoff, this is actually a really pleasant wearing experience. So check this one out, and then I'm gonna round off with an actual 80s perfume to draw this conclusion together, okay? This fragrance is from 1984. Jacques Poge is the nose, and it is Coco. Of course, Coco, I had to have the retractable, refillable bottle. So 80s, and this one brings out my inner yuppie. This gives me strong shoulder pads, work hard all day on Wall Street, party all night energy, and I'm here for it. I love Coco. This is the EDP that I have of this fragrance. It is just an amazing classic, and I do urge you to try this if you are a gentleman as well, and if you like things like 1888 by Xerjoff, this could be it for you. This is a clove-filled, floral, ambery, vintage-esque fragrance with that, you know, that bit of vintage animalic pizzazz flair. And yeah, this one is just a great one. I just love, like, for me, getting ready in the morning is a whole spiel. It's what you're wearing, it's your fragrance, and it's all of it. It's like, what aura am I trying to give out today? And on those days where I want to be, you know, that yuppie who knows what's going on, ooh, these marks are not good. But when I want to act like I have my ish together and I am this power boss doing the walk, I'm this yuppie who's just killing it at work, then I will go for Coco. And what is nice about this one is that it will take you from day to night. So like I said, you work hard, you power through the day, and then you power through the night as well. So in the daytime, this gives you a signal, or it signals to others that you are present, you are there, you are this powerful individual. And then at nighttime, it works really well as well because it's party friendly. So yes, Coco, my forever love. I don't know what I'm gonna do when they stop selling the refills for this. I'll probably be upset, but who knows? I mean, will I ever finish all of my perfumes? We shall see. So I hope that you enjoyed today's video on winter fragrances that I would suggest that you guys try. I love all of these fragrances that I mentioned, and I'm trying to include, you know, different directions for different types of tastes. Of course, that's always super hard because I'm just like, I don't know who exactly is watching my videos, but these are awesome fragrances. I hope that you check them out. I hope that you enjoy them. Let me know your thoughts if you have tried any of these already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.